Welcome back to the Popcorn Perspective. It's your host Jay and AK. AK, we got a superhero roundup, and we got Marvel and DC, right?
Yes, they're competing, for all of our eyes, all of our viewership, and our money. It's fun time to be a comic book fan. That's all I gotta say. Are you following any of the leaks that's going on between MCU or DC side of things?
Yeah, I am following a little bit, but not as well as you. So why don't we get started with some of the hot topics you have?
So let's focus on MCU because I think that's probably the most biggest chunk of stuff we got. Earlier this month, late last month, July, earlier August, I think Kevin Feige had a big interview. A lot of things was revealed. Basically, he was confirming that the X-Men, whenever they do eventually come into the MCU, he did confirm it's going to be Phase 7. So after this phase is done, which concludes with Secret Wars and 2027, it's going to be a whole new cast of X-Men. So they're not going to bring back any of the originals. It's going to be a whole new clean slate of X-Men. Also, though, I'm not sure. So I know some people online are happy about this, but Kevin Feige's contract is apparently ending here soon, and there's no information, there's no leaks, there's nothing out there if he's going to renew the contract or leave and find a different venture elsewhere. I think that's what I want to talk about. Those two things first with you. First off, with the X-Men news. Are you excited with the whole new cast, or are you wanting some of the old cast members to come back to replace their roles?
Yeah, so we actually are getting a few X-Men reprising their roles, right, in Doomsday, which I think will just lead to them dying.
I have a feeling a lot of the OG characters, it's kind of like what Deadpool
Swan
did.
song,
It's kind of like
yeah.
a homage, a swan song. Yes, like,
Yeah.
hey, we respect everything you've done. Now it's on for the new. I'm okay with the new cast as long as the new cast. I want it to be more comic accurate. I love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, but I want like a short Wolverine. Let's be real, Wolverine the comics like 5'3", 5'4". Like, give me a short Canadian guy. Like, I want them to like lean into the comic book cheese that the X-Men comics had, while keeping the maturity that the Fox universe had.
I could definitely see that. They could definitely go a bit more comic booky. I feel like there's some characters that are just so iconic that I can't really see them as something else.
I mean, if you had told me this 15 years ago that we're getting a new Magneto, a new Charles Xavier, I would have been mad. But let's be real, the new cast did a damn good job 15 years ago when they took over the worlds from the older 2000 castmates. So I feel like we've already had a cast refresh of the X-Men once. I don't see it being too difficult to pull off again.
It's true, but I think anyone you pick, and I know a lot of people will call for Daniel Radcliffe to take up the mantle.
I love it. I love that idea.
I know you do. I just think trying to do that role, I worry it will be similar to how they're reprising Harry Potter, right? It's such an iconic IP, and they're gonna try and redo it. In my opinion, I think it's gonna be shit. I'll be honest with you.
Really?
I
The
don't
Harry
think
Potter
that
or
the
the
new Harry
X-Men?
Potter is gonna be good. Yeah, it just looked weird, and I'm not feeling it. I'm really
I'm not
not.
feeling that. The new Harry Potter, politics aside, I hope the cast is good. It doesn't look that good. And the leaked photos we've seen for the new Harry Potter, it looks like a soulless ripoff of the original. And I see what you mean. If
Yes.
X-Men follows that pathway, it can definitely feel a little too repetitive or a little too, I guess, treading the same waters. We've already noticed the story of the X-Men's, and there's so much vast storylines they could do. You have Sinister, you have they could properly do Apocalypse or all these different things, but for the most part, we've seen the big hitters. We've seen Magneto. We've seen what he wants to do. We've seen the Brotherhood of Mutants and all that. So it might feel a little repetitive unless they focus on new or like different comic storylines that hasn't been touched yet. I don't want to see a Phoenix
Agreed.
Saga for another 20 years. I'm done with the Phoenix Saga. They
I will
failed
say
two
this.
times on that.
2 points that X-Men will be good once this reboot is I love this new Fantastic Four movie. Even though it's not doing so well in the box office, it's probably one of my favorite Marvel movies in a while. And they redid it, and they did such a good job with it. They got the tone perfect. And the second one is X-Men 97, the animated TV show. They've done a
Have you
really
seen it?
good job with that. I've seen most of it. I'm catching up with it, and I think they've done a really good job thus far.
Okay.
So I think they've got two really good base of one, a reboot, and second, doing an animated series really well for X-Men. So,
So on the point
there might be a
of
bit more
Fantastic
hope.
Four- Or on the point four, the director of the new Fantastic Four movie has already been confirmed by Kevin Feige himself that he's going to be frontlining the first X-Men movie.
Interesting.
And I like
Nice.
that because we've seen him handle a big cast of characters with powers in the Fantastic Four movie. You had what, six big powerful people: Galactus, Silver Surfer, and the
Hmm.
Fantastic Four, and then you all had Franklin Richard at the end. So he's able to handle drama, family dynamics, big supernatural events. Galactus, Silver Surfer, and he handled it very well. He handled the humor, he handled the drama. I feel like one of the best directors of MCU who's able to handle all of that as
He
well.
did the world building really well. So yes, I
Fantastic.
agree.
Yes. Would you have anything to say about Kevin Feige's potential exit? Do you want him to continue? Are you still a Kevin Feige truster? I know some people online are kind of happy that he might be leaving MCU and allowing new hands, new control, or do you want him to continue with full control?
All right, look, man. You know how I am about nostalgia, right? Like I love my nostalgia.
I
And Kevin Feige has given me some of the greatest moments in cinema history. He always has my trust, and I always root for the dude because of the highs and lows that he's given me. So I'm Kevin in.
Same. Even because he also, and I'm not going to go too much into detail on here. I know you and I spoke about this years ago, my prediction on what was going on with Disney Plus and MCU and all that drama. But he did confirm that he did not want to do all the TV shows. He did not want to do all these extra projects via the MCU. But due to the creation of Disney Plus under, I think it's Bob Chapek was the previous CEO, because Bob Iger is back now, if I'm not mistaken. Too many Bobs running Disney, but I think it's Bob Chapek pushed for Disney Plus to compete with all the other streaming services. And
Mhm.
at the end of the day, you need to fill up a streaming service with shows and movies to sell it to the audience. So he kind of forced MCU Kevin Feige to produce a lot of TV shows. Kevin Feige did confirm though that Phase 6, the phase that we're currently in, is going to be focused on less shows, more continuity, more character development, and more focused. And he did quote, "This is the most focused phase ever."
That's
And
awesome.
I think if Phase 6 hits the way I'm hoping it hits, like a Phase 3 of, the Infinity Saga was kind of like accumulation of everything that's we've had, and it looped everything fairly perfectly together in Endgame Infinity War. If he's able to pull that off again in Phase 6, I feel like he has a spot still with Disney. But if it fails, I can see him potentially leaving in disgrace.
Look, man, he's made them so much money. There should always
Yeah.
be a contract for him. That's my opinion of it.
But you
I
know how
know.
business is.
Pardon?
You know how business can be.
I get it, but I
Yeah.
guess for me it's about loyalty, right? Like this guy has done so
Yeah.
much for you. You gotta show that loyalty. You gotta. I'm a
Us
romantic.
fans.
Yeah, I'm a romantic, and for me it's like maybe if he actually wants to step down because he wants to bring someone else forward, that's totally cool. I can respect that. But if he still wants to stay and he feels he's got the drive for it, he should stay.
But if he's pressured out, then you disagree.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. As much as I would like to see a new phase take over, just for the sake of, and this is going to get onto a little bit more on what I want to talk about after phase 7, that's been basically confirmed. I mean, doing phase 7, I do apologize, after Secret Wars in 2027, he did confirm that it's going to be basically a soft reboot of the universe. So whatever happens in Secret Wars, hence why X-Men's going to be a whole new cast. He said, don't sleep on the fact that Captain America or Iron Man could definitely return as a new face, as a new actor. Basically confirming that he's willing to reboot the universe if necessary. Not if necessary, but due to what they have planned for Secret Wars. I don't know what they have planned. I can take a guess based off the comics. I don't want to spoil you in case you haven't got, if you haven't read into any of that, or if you read the comics, I don't want to say anything just yet to you. But it makes sense. If he does want to kind of reboot, do a fresh start at the MCU, I don't mind a new face taking over.
Hit us up in the comments. Let us know if you want us to basically go over the events of Secret War and Doomsday and
Could be fun.
basically see our theories on what that movie is going to be, because I think it'll be really fun.
Yes, yes. I guess we can move on to, I guess, Doomsday filming news. And this actually happened, I think, yesterday or this morning I read it, but articles are being reported that apparently two big stars filming in Doomsday set apparently had an on-set dispute, an argument that led to either physical or foul language. The report was kind of unclear. I kind of want to figure out who did it. We know for the most part who's going to be in this. Who do you think started the dispute, and do you think it's one of the two big name, like one of the big name characters, or do you think it's like a side unknown, unnamed like castmate?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I'm gonna sound like a hater, and I apologize to begin to start off with. I feel like it has to involve Brie Larson, right? Like she always seems like the odd one
Really?
out in a lot of the interviews when
I don't know, I
a
feel
lot
like
of when a lot of them are like kidding around and joking. She always just seems a little off. That's just my
but she
take
has a
on
very
it.
dry sense of humor, though. If you actually like, I feel like some of the interviews, like her facial, I think she just has that resting bitch face. I have one as well, where I just look irritated all the time, but I'm like, oh, I'm just listening to you. I just don't have an expression for this conversation. But when she does, like in the interviews, when she has that stone cold face that makes her look sour, but then she says something, it's usually pretty humorous, on point to what the conversation is, or it's fairly, I won't say intellectual because I don't know how smart she is. I don't want to be naming adjectives here, but it seems like she's well rounded on the character that she's playing.
Awesome, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, so I
I know
hope
who
you have
it's
her
not. I'm pretty sure it's not Paul Rudd. I think I just seem like the most lovable dude.
because the only person I can think of, and I'm not sure with who, but there's a couple people I can think of potentially being with who. But Chris Pratt, getting more political side of things, he is, and I don't want whoever side you are, fuck it, I don't care. But he is pretty well known to be a Trump supporter. I mean, I think his second uncle or his uncle-in-law or something like that is like Robert Kennedy Jr. So I mean, you have RFK Jr. like as his family member. Plus, he's married into Arnold Schwarzenegger's family, and Arnold Schwarzenegger is a Republican, and so is his wife. So, and we do know a lot of the actors. John Berthel, I'm not sure if he's going to be in Doomsday, but he is pretty leftist. Mark Ruffalo, he is going to be in Doomsday, and he's very far left, as is Pedro Pascal. Pedro Pascal is a big activist, big voice in the left community. I would hate any one of those three because I do like all three as actors, as people, as a whole, regardless of your political decision or belief. I hope it's not any of those three, but I could see it could being politically, I guess, charged.
I'm hoping it's more what we got from Superman and James Gunn, where they were so
That was a great
passionate
scene. I
about
love that.
getting the scene right. So for me, I hope it's more to do with that.
I do.
I hope it's not politics. I mean,
I hope not. But
yeah,
I just have a feeling it's in the landscape we live in today. Everything, unfortunately, is political, and it's so damn
yeah,
annoying.
it is. It is. A lot of shit going around in the world, but I
Yeah,
definitely hope it's more to do with trying to get the scene right than
agreed.
trying to push your opinions on someone else.
I know people online were saying it's Robert Downey Jr. due to the fact that he's returning as a whole new role. People think he might have an ego. I don't get that from that guy.
He's the most professional dude from everyone that's ever said anything about him.
Yeah.
So I find that very hard to believe.
That's what I was saying. I feel like people online are just trying to cause more drama than this
Right.
story probably is. So I don't want to touch the story too much longer than we have. Leave us down, like comment down below. Who do you think are the two stars that are having on-screen disputes? It could cause trouble for the Doomsday cast, and the movie's supposed to come out next year, so they're still filming it this late into the game. We'll see. But
It's doomed
is,
to fail.
I hope not. God, I
No,
hope not.
no,
But
I think it'll be good. I think it'll be
I
good.
hope so.
I got a good,
it's the
I got
Russo
a good feeling
brothers. I
about
feel
it.
like the Russo brothers directed 3 MCU movies, and all 3 of them were big. So was it 3 or 4? 4, because Winter Soldier, Civil War, and Infinity War, and Endgame. So there's 4 and 4 hits. I hope they don't miss with this one. They're 4 and 4. Let's keep it going. Let's go 5-5. Let's go 6-6. On the Doomsday news, apparently at the end of the month next week, there's going to be a whole new list of cast and stars who are going to be joining the cast of Doomsday.
Why are they
And
doing this? Why are they releasing the cast?
Well, they released the cast. They did that for like Infinity War as well. Like, hey, all these people in Infinity War, and then the movie starts, and like half of them are still missing because they were in Endgame, and there was like a. I feel like it's a marketing stunt. I feel like
But why? Well, why are you doing
to
this?
just cause viewership. I mean, look, when Doomsday, all the seats in the auditorium were slowly being filled up. They had about like half, like I think maybe like 2 million people on YouTube watching.
Yeah,
So
personally, I didn't like that. I thought it was
I thought
dumb.
it was dumb.
Yeah.
I did too. I said it, I thought it was dumb, but I was still the dumbass on who was like opening my YouTube every like 30 minutes. Like, let's see what's next on here and sitting there for 5 minutes. So I say it's dumb, but I was one of the 2+ million people who sat there for a good chunk of time. So
Yeah, I didn't.
yeah. I know we didn't have, I think Mark Ruffalo was missing. I think Spider-Man Tom Holland was missing from the list. So I have a feeling basically every character outside of the Eternals, I think they're dead. DOA, that not DOA, but like dead. Just never coming back, unfortunately. As an Eternals lover, that makes me sad. But I feel like every character we've seen in the MCU up to this point is probably going to be on the second half of the list. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get like Daredevil or like the whole Defender group. We know they're slowly all coming back. Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Karen Page. She probably won't do anything in that movie, but what's her name? Jessica Jones, Punisher, Daredevil. I have a feeling they might be making a return in the big Avengers movie, which would be cool to see. But outside of that, I don't think She-Hulk will ever make another appearance. I think she's kind of dead as well. Like, unfortunately, I feel like a lot of the bad movies just won't get a reference. Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, Brie Larson, their names will all be popping up here soon. Maybe we get Wanda's name mentioned, Elizabeth Olsen. So those are my predictions. Anything you thinking of?
No, I honestly don't care. I just want to
You
watch
have
the
no
movie.
care at all for the cast list at all. Hey, no worries. Do you want to do a video though next week, potentially going over that cast list once it comes out? Or
If you
just
force
kinda-
me to, maybe.
I know you don't like cast prediction, but I guess we could talk about what's going on with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So, Spider-Man: Brave New World, is that the movie's name?
Something like that. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, Brave New World, whatever. It's coming out next year as well. We have a whole bunch of people apparently joining this movie. Sadie Sink is joining the cast. If you know her from Stranger Things, she is joining. I don't know who she's playing. People online are saying that she's going to be playing Jean Grey, which I don't know why Jean Grey, the Phoenix X-Men character, is going to be in a Spider-Man movie, especially for her introduction. She'd be a great, casting for that role, but I don't know why she'd be in Spider-Man. But then there's John Berthel, the Punisher, Mark Ruffalo, Hulk, Trammell Tillman, Milchick from Servants is apparently joining the MCU, and Florence Pugh is coming back in this movie. What the hell is this movie about? What's going on here? This is a weird cast of characters.
It is. It is. And I wonder if it's going to be a mystery of some sort that they're trying to unravel. A lot of these characters seem like they're investigative characters, like Florence Pugh's character, even John Bernthal's character. So, I don't know, maybe it's something like that.
No point, yeah.
Detective Spider-Man. That'd be pretty cool.
And Hulk is a scientist, so he might be investigating some kind of science issue.
Yeah.
Do you think this might have anything to do with Norman Osborn? Do you think that will he ever be brought up? In the new animated Spider-Man show that came out earlier this year, or was it last year? Brilliant show, by the way. Watch it. I think Spectacular Spider-Man. But Norman Osborn is played by a black actor, voiced by a black actor, and in the animated series, he's portrayed by a black character, as is his son Harry. I think Trammell Tillman would be a great Norman Osborn if they want to go that route, as the animated show did. Where do you think he fits into this? That's a big name actor now. After Severance, he made himself known, and he's such a fantastic actor. He can do so much.
He is an awesome actor.
And just imagine him as Norman. Just imagine that.
Brave New World. I feel like they're leaving hints in the name there somewhere that I just can't get.
I have not read that book in like 15 years, since like high school, so I don't remember what the book's about. I know it's a dystopia book, right? Yeah.
Maybe.
I have a feeling that book has something that what happens in the book might have some clues to what this movie may be about. I'm actually more excited with this than I was if you told me about the Spider-Man movie 2 years ago, a year ago. Just because I want them to like continue other movies that just characters that haven't had another storyline, like Ms. Marvel or like The Eternals or like She-Hulk. I kind of want to continue. I don't like dead plot lines. Even if the show was bad, even if the writing was weak, you could do it better the second time around and gain new fans that way.
So I'm actually the opposite. I love all three Spider-Man, and
I did too.
I would be excited for it even if you told me that and you knew when it's coming out.
I think I'm kind of Spider-Man out though. I mean, the animation was great. The Venom movies were pretty bad. Madam Web kind of left a sour taste in the whole Spider-Man's things for me. I didn't watch Craven. I didn't watch Morbius. I think that's what it is. I think Sony is just kind of tiring me out with the whole Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah, but basically what AK is saying, As long as, like, even if something isn't good, as long as it's a new story, try and progress it on, try and do better in the second season. That's kind of what you're trying to get at.
Yeah.
So I guess you're asking for Secret Invasion to come back for season 2.
That's the only one that we can leave in the dust. That's the only one I'll never, never. I hate that show. I totally forgot about that show until you mentioned it. Like, I listed all the bad, like, MCU projects I could think of off the top of my head. And I totally forgot about that. That tells you how forgettable that shit was. Oh my god.
I like how you also forgot Echo.
Oh, I thought Echo was decent.
It was terrible. No, it was terrible. Please just admit it was terrible. So bad.
I wouldn't mind if she comes back into MCU though, as a character. Not as her own show, but I don't mind her being a supporting character or like a supporting like villainous character in future Daredevil or
sure, we could give her the Taskmaster treatment. I don't care.
Jesus, dude. They dedicated a whole show on her and you just wanted to get a Taskmaster? God, you're morbid.
Yes. Anyways, talking about something exciting, DC.
Yes, Peacemaker Season 2 comes out tonight. Do you have HBO still?
I will try and watch that. Probably not tonight, but tomorrow. Yeah.
That's the same as me. I'm watching it tomorrow morning, most likely. But I mean, the first season was doing the DCEU. It's been 3 years now since we've had a Peacemaker show. At the end of Peacemaker Season 1, they had the whole Justice League, the Silhouettes, basically show up to stop the butterflies. But then half those characters are no longer in the DCU. I mean, we have a new Superman, we're going to get a new Batman, all these new characters. We don't have a Wonder Woman, we don't have a Aquaman. How are they going to address all of these changes between the two shows? Because it is a continuation of Season 1, but it's within the new DCU.
How are they going to address it? I'm not sure. I'm going to address it. I'm going to assume they're going to try and push forward with their story and then reference back on relevant stuff and forget and not even mention any of the Snyderverse that they don't want to talk about.
Okay, so you think it's going to be a continuation of, like, I guess you could say, like, the Suicide Squad movies.
Yes.
And the Peacemaker's relevant stuff, but everything that is DCEU relevant.
Like Rick Flag Sr. being more of a character, maybe, you know? It's like, because we already got him in Superman. So, maybe stuff like that.
And he was also the main character in Creature Commander, so I think he's in the show, is he not? In the trailer, he's in the show.
Is he? I don't know. I haven't seen the trailer.
Okay. I'm more than sure he's in the trailer. I do know, though, in the trailer, we do have Hawk Girl, and we have Guy Gardner returning from the Superman.
Oh, we have Hot Girl?
Hey, man, she was Dora once upon a time.
Yep. And... yes.
I'll be Boots. No.
Swiper, no swiping. Okay. Man. This is I'm sorry, this is off topic. Did you watch the Dora the Explorer movie when it first came out? I think George
Lopez did not, no.
It was actually pretty good. I would recommend it. Yeah, it was actually fun. Okay. Yeah.
I feel like it would be kind of weird if I just turn on Dora at home.
I know, I get it. I think that's why I didn't do well. It was actually a fun movie.
Interesting, okay.
Eva Longoria, I think, is in there as well. Like, it's a fun movie.
Well, now you sold me. But I'm very interested, though, back on Peacemaker, how they'll address that whole... I mean, like I said, we have some of the Justice Gang coming into the show, which is exciting because I loved them in Superman. But how are they going to, I guess, tackle how Superman was very PG, PG-13-esque, while Peacemaker's going to be a hard R, mature?
I mean... does that even matter? Because a lot of those characters seem like assholes anyways, so they'll just be themselves, just with the F-bomb every once in a while, right?
Yeah, I think, and don't get me wrong, I love that James Gunn is doing this, where he has very much fluidity within the ratings of his projects, but kids, I feel like a lot of kids were not attached, but they might enjoy the character, so they want to watch the Peacemaker show. And I know this is more of a parental thing, but I feel like it's going to leave a lot of kids scarred, depending on what happens in this show, if they do end up watching it. And I know that's not on James Gunn or on DC or Warner Brothers to do anything about. They rate the show as they rate it.
Come on, what are the parents doing? They're giving a kid free access to HBO? Like, come on.
That is
You know
true.
what
It is
stuff is on
HBO.
it.
Hey, no, it's not like it's Disney Plus. You are right.
Yeah.
It is HBO. Yeah, yeah. Actually, okay. I would draw. I would draw that debate.
Be a better parent. That's what I'll say to those
Yeah,
people.
that's. Um, I guess we can move on to Superman and Supergirl news. Supergirl comes out next year. You know that, right?
Yes.
Yes. Well, Gunn revealed that he has a 4-movie story arc regarding the two characters, continuing with Supergirl next year and then 2 additional movies. That's going to be within his DCU Chapter 1 called Gods and Monsters. So, do you think we're not going to get another Superman movie then until like maybe 2028, 2029, which is going to be like 5 years since this movie came out? 4 to 5 years? Do you think that's too long in between the 2 movies of Superman, or do you
Why
think
would it not be 2027? I'm curious.
Well, okay, let's say my thing is we know there's going to be a Clayface movie coming out late next year as well. He said they're not speed running, but they're pushing forward for a Wonder Woman movie coming out here soon.
Okay.
He also said that if it's going to be, which we'll talk about later, Batman, but he did say Batman is coming out within the next couple of years. There's only
Okay.
so many DC movies you can throw out each year, unless David Cornsworth, Superman appears in other projects. It might be a 4-year in between the two.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
No, I can see that. Yeah. I think 2028 is reasonable though.
Hey, you got cut out there. I do apologize. What was that?
I was just saying I would think 2028 is pretty reasonable.
So what? 3 years? You think that's
Yeah.
Decent
Maybe
time
even
period,
if they
time jump.
push it to 2029. I mean,
Yes.
as long as you mentioned, if David Cornsworth's Superman does appear in other shows,
Then it's
movies,
fine.
then you won't feel that missing as much.
Yeah, but like if let's say next year we have the Clayface, we have the I think Creature Commander season 2, we have the Supergirl movie. That's already 3 big DC projects. I don't think doesn't. I feel like he's gonna see what MCU has done in the past 3-4 years. And James Gunn's a smart guy. He's not gonna replicate things that failed. He's going to always push the boundaries and do something different. He's not
Right.
going to want to oversaturate his marketplace right now. He wants to drop breadcrumbs and keep the fans happy and engaged, not
Right.
bored or tired. So I feel like if you wait on the Superman character for another 5 years, even though it's a 4-story arc with Supergirl coming out next year, the only way I could see it is if he's in Supergirl next year for a major part. Because if he's in just like a small cameo like he did, like Supergirl was in this movie, and that means like you say, we won't get him to 28, 29, which is 4 to 5 years. Iron Man came out within 2 years after each other. Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2. Captain America came out every 2 years until Civil War, and I think Civil War Winter Soldier was like a 4-year gap, but everything else was 2. I feel like if you want to keep these characters fresh in the audience's minds, you have to pump out a new story related to that character up until you have more characters to play with. Your front character, your main character, has to have multiple appearances quickly.
Yeah, that's why I would say 2028 is kind of the cutoff. Like you can't really go past
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited though. A 4-movie arc sounds interesting. I think we won't get a Justice League movie until these 4-story arcs are completed. I have a feeling that's what he's doing. He wants to flesh out Superman, Supergirl. He wants to flesh out their past, their Kryptonian past, and it's probably going to lead into what's his name? Who's the guy who kills Superman
Oh, Doomsday?
in the comic? Okay, this is Doomsday. Yeah. Sorry, I was like Doomsday, but we have a Doomsday movie coming out next year, so I got confused. It's too many Doomsday. Damn.
I could be
comics, but-
mistaken.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So I'd be surprised like the 4-movie trilogy ends with Doomsday coming to Earth and killing Superman, which causes the Justice League led by Batman to avenge Superman. Or not avenge, or maybe like assist him in the fight against Doomsday or something, but I have a feeling that's where that storyline arc is ending, and that's probably going to be the end of his Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. Because it did say instead of phases, he's doing it like chapters, like a book, where
Okay.
Chapter 1 is Gods and Monsters. And I think they opened up Superman with that title sequence as well. So I'm more or less just curious on how everything wraps up, because this is exciting. This is a brand new universe that's untouched. Well, can be untouched. Like it's like a new playground.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll bring General Zod in the next one, or one of them. Because I know that's pretty related to Kara, so I don't know.
That is
That'd be pretty
true.
interesting.
Yeah. Who? I mean, they bring in because I feel like General Zod's main motivation is conquering another planet so the Kryptonians can live, and I feel like that's very much similar to what his parents were telling Kal-El to do in this movie. So
Hmm.
do you think they like kind of merged two characters, Zod and his dad, kind of into one?
Not sure. We'll see. We'll see how they handle it.
I'm just kind of curious because it is a big actor. That is what's his name? Who played his dad? Superman's dad.
Bradley Cooper, right?
Bradley Cooper. It's a pretty big name actor. I feel like they wouldn't use him just for that one scene, unless he just wanted to make a cameo. Yeah, I'm curious if they want to bring him back as General Zod, like a combined character. It'd be kind of cool to see like David Cornsworth fighting his dad, basically. Kind of like Invincible and Omni Man.
That would be pretty interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just curious. You can have so much fun with this new universe that got created, which leads into Batman 2. Did you hear about all the reports and all the rumors circulating that this is going to be a combined? He's merging or combining the two universes, Matt Reeves and James Gunn's into one.
I've heard the
How?
rumors, but it also feels like he's trying to keep them separate, right?
I feel like James Gunn, if he could, he would take it with open arms. He's
Yeah.
he seems like he loves where Matt Reeves has done. He respects the hell out of the creation of the new Gotham and the new Batman, and it seems like he wants the two to be combined. If you hear interviews on it, he kind of the way he talks about the Batman universe is with a lot of not envy, but a lot of like want, a lot of like I need that in my universe type thing, which makes me think that he's might be pushing Matt Reeves into combining the two movies, which could also explain why it took Matt Reeves 5 years to create the script for the new movie.
Okay. So this is my take on it, right? I want the Matt Reeves Batman to stay separate. I don't feel the worlds mesh very well. Just from the movie we watched, look at how many superheroes there are
The world,
in Superman.
Metropolis.
In Superman,
Yeah.
right? Not only that, we also get kaiju's. We get like earth-shattering things. I would rather them separate. And the only reason for that is Robert Pattinson's Batman seemed so grounded, while Superman seemed so outworldly. The heroes that we also got in Superman seemed so powerful. And the bad guys we got, like a kaiju and some earth-shattering, earth-bending technology. I kind of want them separate. And I think a
'Cause we
totally
did
new
have like that
Batman,
portal to the
yeah, a totally new
yeah.
Batman for Superman would actually work a lot better, where they kind of share the world a little bit more equally.
But I feel like that's always been like Batman's biggest differential to Superman is Superman lives in a very cosmic, like sci-fi esque journey throughout his comics. Batman always lives in like the haunted, creepy, backwards town like that you don't ever want to live in, was more grittier, more street level. And they've always been that dichotomy between the two characters. So I feel like it can still work. It is Batman. He's not really a team player until the Justice League is formed, and he kind of has to force to be playing with a team. He's kind of like a lone wolf. He has his son, Damien, and all that with him. Eventually, when he gets older, Robin. But he's more or less just a lone grunt, like grizzled old, like not man. He's not old, but like just an asshole. He doesn't want to work with anyone
Hmm.
else. So I feel like the other heroes just let him be. We don't want to mess with him. Like let him have his own joint type thing.
Yeah, I can definitely see that, and James Gunn and them can really make it work if they wanted to. I think it's just a preference of mine. I would like a totally new Batman for this Superman.
Do you think that
A
would
slightly more matured.
yeah, but do you think that would be kind of too complicated for the casual fans when they go to watch Batman? They expect it to be a continuation of the DC Superman movies, and or they want to go watch another Pattinson movie, and it's for Batman 3, but they go in and watch Matt Reeves, not Matt Reeves, I apologize, different director, but they watch James Gunn's Batman movie, and it's like a real disconnection because the two universes are vastly different but similar, and they could be repeating similar story beats along the way. It could
Could
be
it
all too repetitive and
be
complicated.
Right. Could it be confusing for people? Sure. But if you market it right, I don't think it's that confusing, in all honesty.
Okay, I'm curious to see what happens. I mean, the Lego Batman trailer that just came out. I know a Games Con is going on this week. They made a lot of references to Pattinson's Batman, but they also made a couple of references to the Superman 2025 movie. It could be just all marketing tactics. The Lego series in general is known to do, fun, stupid, out of canon events, which is charming, and it shows that they're listening to the fans, but at the same time, it could be like a nod to them potentially merging. I want them to be merged. I just want to see Patterson and David Cronsworth like face off, like not like fight, but like they could, every superhero movies, the two main leads had to butt heads once, and it'd be kind of cool to see them go at each other, whether it be like a debate, an argument. Those two
Yeah.
characters are vastly different in their ideas, but they're so similar at the same time. So it'd be so cool to see them talk or have a discussion.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Was there anything else that you want to talk about here today? Because I think that's all the DC news we have.
Nah, man, I think that's all the time we actually have.
Yeah. Well, let us know down below. Peacemaker Season 2 comes out tonight. Are you watching it? What was your thoughts on Episode 1? But other than that, like, comment, subscribe.
And why was the best episode ever?
See you guys.
See ya.